Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11 we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. And yes, I have my co-host for today, which is B Strilla, the Thrilla, B.A., the dope producer.
What's going on, JB?
He sells more dope he sells more dope in Detroit than the crack man.
Don't do that. That's on my doorstep.
All right. I got to turn it on because I already see somebody in here that's asking for it.
Mm-hmm. A bunch of people.
Good old. Who? Paul Jones. Here we got Austin in the chat.
What up, Austin?
Gray sweatshirt. Yep. Did you see that Instagram post I put in the chat this morning when Zaire Franklin was on the Detroit Daily? That was hilarious. He goes, Brian Branch is out here doing the Lord's work.
that was the absolute best when he said that. He said Brian Branch is out here doing the Lord's work. I was like, wow.
He goes, Juju catching strays with Brian Branch.
I mean, I felt the same way. I felt this. I mean, even though it was wrong, even though he was wrong about doing how he did it, I thought he was. I mean, it was Juju, so I didn't really bat an eyelash at that.
And everybody forgets, if you watch after he passed by Mahomes and pulled away from shaking his hand, Juju was talking shit. His helmet was doing this all the way over.
Yeah, I think he was about to go over there and clock him anyway, to tell you the truth. I think it was intent. It was just the fact that he's seen him. He kind of did like a little swap. Nobody wants to shake your hand anyway, Patrick. Kermit the Frog. Anyway, so he kind of just like veered right toward Juju, and Juju was talking mess, talking about why didn't you shake his hand, and you was whatever else Juju probably said.
I don't know when it was bought because it was a birthday gift. It was given to me last Sunday at breakfast.
Look at somebody trying to get your bottle, man.
Yeah, well, his buddy wants one. He's down in the Grand Rapids area, so got to do some hunting, brother. I guarantee you it's going to be one of the upper. I hear you, Austin. It's always been a hell of a week. I had two of my best midday weeks for sales at the tire shop that I've had in quite a long time. So business-wise, it's been great. Physically, it's change of weather time. You know what that means? My back hurts, my ankles hurt, my knees hurt, my hips hurt, my neck hurt. Steve Bauer, good to see you, brother.
Hope the baby's doing good for you there, Austin.
Yeah, the baby's great. I follow them a lot. I look at their posts every day. Steve Bauer, my buddy. And Monday night, we're going to be at Hamlin's Pub in Davidson watching the game together.
Sweet. I might be at Hamlin's Pub too, but the one in Chesterfield. I do some promotion for the One Ass Cheek show. So
no, he's not, but that's a great reference. Paul Jones has been following me now ever since I got on the year before I got on the Huddle Network, when I was back with Russell Wayne's crew on his StreamYard. I miss restreaming in a way.
Been following you. Paul Jones been following you a while.
Yeah, I think this is his third season following me. If not, it's his fourth, which been here since the beginning. I think he came from my Motor City knee sippers page, the original one before they made groups unable to go through and you had to make a page. I think he was with that.
Yes, sir.
How far I've came since Dan Campbell got here. And it's due to the fans. It's not because I'm spectacular on TV. I got a face for radio.
Yeah, I do too. So don't feel bad.
But we got the voice to match, so that's good.
So what do we got going on with the Leos?
The Leos, Kerryon Arnold didn't practice, Kirby Joseph didn't practice, Avante Maddox didn't practice, DJ Reader didn't practice, and Sione Vaki didn't practice. Joseph, it's more they've been resting.
Mm-hmm.
Been following the team since Vietnam. Hey, I hear you. I've been until 70.
I don't know Vietnam. I wasn't around. I was.
We were born. We were born. But Taylor Decker returned to limited practice.
Low battery.
I think that's
Please
a great
charge.
sign that he's playing this week. I heard it. I'll plug it. Luckily, it takes a C charger, so it don't.
I love how that comes through the whole thing. It's like, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Letting everybody else know I'm out of low battery.
Fred goes, it's all good, guys. I got the face and voice protecting to the show. I love it. Oh, but Zach Cunningham finally gets to return to practice, and he's been on the active roster. That's a good thing because we're going to go. Because he was just doing great those first two games before he got injured. Nowoski is back at full again. And Aleem McNeil's a full go at practice yesterday, which means he's a full go today like he was Wednesday.
Yep, the front line at defense is getting better and getting more players back.
Yes, the Icy Hot Bowl was won by Flacco. He gets his year supply of Viagra and a 25% discount on Geritol.
And a coupon for Depends.
No, he doesn't need that yet because he still uses the Viagra. He's sponsored by Pfizer.
Yeah. Sometimes that pass rush can make you shoot yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Smoking. But it was a great game. It's just more proof that Steelers defense is more fraud than we thought. Because that O-line was the same O-line that couldn't protect Jake Browning, but yet they did well protecting Flacco. And is T.J. Watt 100%? He didn't look it last night.
Yeah, the defense in general was crap. And Jalen, when Jalen plays, Ramsey plays competition, he gets. I was the one where him and Chase got into it. I was like, yeah, you know what? That reminds me of the Super Bowl when Chase was killing him. So I was like, yeah, Jalen is not his self anymore.
Yep, DJ Reader being out is a little concerning, but with Aleem coming back, it's not as much because now Williams can play the 2, which I think he's more suited for as a rookie versus the nose tackle.
Reader's more, I think, because it's Wednesday. I think they do a veterans rest. I think Reader's just resting. I think this is the reason why I think Aleem McNeil coming back is great because now DJ Reader can take rest. He can switch off with Aleem or Williams at any time.
I didn't see that. I didn't watch the game. I followed it on Gamecast. Again, I'm going to say it again. I don't even have TV. I don't care. I stream or I Gamecast every single game I want to pay attention to. And believe it or not, if you're just paying attention like that, you can actually tell more about the decision making with the way the plays go. Because a good decision, what happens with your good wide receivers? They get yards after catch. And it like to say, 12-yard pass goes for 31 yards and a touchdown, stuff like that. You see that. And you can also follow it through your fantasy sports app, which even gives you more detail than the Gamecast do. Because then you can see the points accrue immediately. And people don't realize how much of a tool that if you are just a casual fan, that the free fantasy leagues will help you tracking a game.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. He is overrated.
Well, he hasn't been great since his last year with the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since he got that face mask that didn't get called in that Super Bowl from T. Higgins, he's never been the same.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a better version of Eli Apple. He'll still make a play every now and then, but he gets burnt a lot.
What did Fred say? I didn't end up watching it. Too busy watching it. Dorn? Hell no.
Ed Gein Dorn on Netflix. John Ed Gein Dorn. Shout out to Chase for setting franchise record last night with 16 receptions. I think that's an NFL record, actually. 16 receptions.
No, it's just franchise record.
Was it? Okay, because somebody was saying it was an NFL record on one of the other shows, and I'm like, wondering.
I'll look it up, though. For receptions in a game. Could be. You never know. 21. Brandon Marshall. Remember that? Brandon Marshall when he was playing for the Broncos? Yeah.
John Elway.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Man, can you imagine?
Yeah, Chase
can you imagine that second Super Bowl? You get drafted by the Broncos, have to ride the pine and take the victory formation to end the Super Bowl to get your ring and not complete a pass. That's what happened after winning the national championship for Michigan to Brian Griese.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, Brian Griese started the game, and then he got hurt, I think, at the beginning of the third quarter, and that's when Drew Henson tried to come in when he was young. And he failed, so they put in Tom Brady to win the damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of people forget that we used 3 quarterbacks that game because Drew Henson was awful, and Tom Brady always had to bail his ass out.
Yeah. That's what I think that's the reason why the New England Patriots had him, drafted him, because of that factor right there. They saw how much he kept coming in from Michigan and saving their ass, and how Michigan was kind of not what's the term? Not appreciative toward Brady for that effort that he did, because he won us a whole bunch of games when we had Drew Henson, who was supposed to be Mr. Guy.
Right, I know. But, Dad, you're absolutely right. The only reason why Drew Henson was still a starter is because they helped donate to Shem Beckler Hall, his father. And not a lot of people knew that back then. But that's the main reason he was a starter, is because of the money his family donated. But, yes, you know what it reminds me of? What didn't happen in that Atlanta game when Matt Stafford brought us back, because Todd Gurley got pushed into the end zone because he couldn't stop. And it was the smartest play that Walker made the whole game. He grabbed Gurley and just said, "You're coming with me."
I mean, at the time, I think they were already winning at 3 points. I mean, that was like, if it was something that, like if it was a tie score or something like that, that would probably be enough.
It was to go ahead by 4 because we ended up winning by 3 on the following touchdown.
No, I'm talking about the Higgins one, because I think they were up by 3 already. But I was like, hey, if you can score, you just score, because it's 10 points in. They're not going to be able to do crap. And the time was going down. So
the Bengals are showing fight with Flacco. That's all I got to say. They didn't show that with Browning at all.
No, it was a tie game. I think it was. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'll tell you what. I got to pat myself on the back, because last night before the game started, I had just gotten Joe Flacco off of waivers. And now I had Chase already. And I was like, and because my guy that was supposed to be the starter with Lamar, he was hurt. So I was trying to fill in with Justin Fields. Yeah, that was going to work. I mean, I'm 5-1, so obviously it worked a little bit because I got good players. But I said, you know what? I'm going to put Flacco in there and see what happens. And I did this just before the game started. And I was like, damn, that was a good move. Yeah, 72 points from them two. It was awesome.
It wasn't. It's being worded wrong. Jordy Nelson denied him even being able to go up for an appeal.
Mm-hmm.
And his cousin, I have a feeling he is because Arnold and
He's on
Zeke are still out,
and
he's
on
on
the
the
practice squad, Ron.
he's on
Yeah,
the
so
practice squad.
he can be called up
And
immediately.
Jamie Robinson was signed to the active roster for a year. Drew Henson, more like Jim Henson. Absolutely, broski. Coming in with the fire.
Yeah.
But you know, that game was fun to watch. Yeah, the score go back and forth.
I mean, the way that Joe Flacco played in that game, though, he was just out of sight. He played Joe Cool Part 2. That's what he is. You had Joe Burr and Joe Flacco. Let's see, they got.
Let's see. Aaron Rodgers didn't have a horrible game except for the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and one of them was definitely his fault. He threw that into a space. I don't know what the hell he was doing there. And then the other one he threw, it was just a better play. It was just a better play by the defensive back, which I have to say was from the University of Michigan, DJ Turner. He just took the ball. See, and this is the thing I tell people about Metcalf. That was lazy. You are a big dude. If you get a ball taken away from you, I just want to tell you, any receiver, if they get the ball taken away from them, remember in the the Charger Lions preseason game when what's his face Lovett got the ball taken away from him? That's lazy. That's lazy receiver right there. If you get the ball taken away from you, dude, you were being lazy. And this is what Metcalf does all the time. I kept trying to tell him about that, dude.
I want to give Joe Flacco his flowers because even though the quarterback Aaron Rodgers was more accurate with only 9 incompletion on 32 passes, 2 of them were poor decisions thrown into bad coverage because he still thinks he has that gunslinger arm he had when he was with the Packers. Joe Flacco, on the other hand, was less accurate but more yardage and the same amount of touchdowns with 12 incompletions. But the difference was they were thrown to where the defense couldn't get it because he had better decision making. He wasn't trying to do more than he did. But yes, he was signed to a 1-year deal to the active roster because Khalil Dorsey's on the IR.
Guess where we got him from?
I didn't say anybody was on the Packers practice squad. I said Kendall Fuller is on the Lions Packers squad.
Man, get them Packer ears. And Jamie Robinson, we got him off of the Chiefs practice squad. How great is that?
Yeah, and he's played safety and corner for them.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, okay, my bad. Broski Bear's entering, so let me fix this so we all can be on the screen. There we go. What's up, Broski?
What up, Broski?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
It's been a while. How you guys doing?
Just ducky.
I'm doing great. I'm enjoying watching that shit show that happened with the Steelers because we said that I think the defense is TJ Watt and then a bunch of suspects. Remember that this offseason, Broski?
Say that one more time.
That the Steelers defense was TJ Watt and a bunch of suspects.
Oh yeah, dude. That team's they got some issues, man.
Yeah.
They've got some names on that defense, but not really that much substance. You know what I'm saying? Like that division, that entire division is a huge surprise this year.
Did the AFC North
I did
swap with the AFC South?
Yeah,
the AFC South looks better.
I'll tell you what, and I did say, like, everyone's like, oh, the NFC North schedules are so hard. You got to play the AFC North. I was saying, like, I think the AFC North is definitely overrated, but I didn't think it was like on this level. Overrated. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really didn't. Like, I mean, I think John Harbaugh, this might be it for him. This might be his last hurrah. I mean, and it's so funny with like Stefanski in Cleveland. I mean, he's the 2-time coach of the year there. It might be his last season too.
It could possibly be the last season for a lot of the coaches in that division.
Dude, mediocre
you never know with
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin might retire.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know. Yeah, I mean it's crazy, man. It's a crazy season. I mean, the one thing I like about the NFL is like every season, it seems like it's pretty wide open, at least like the last like 5-10 years. But you'd still have like your Chiefs or your Patriots or someone like that. But I don't know, man. I don't remember a season where it was this wide open, like 6-7 weeks in.
It's weird, but we kind of all were the same ways, especially in the North last season at week 7, because you guys had your bye. You were 4-2.
Yeah,
you were going to Monday night to play or Sunday night football to play the Commanders.
Yes, sir.
In week 7, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
We had one loss, and that was versus Tampa Bay in Detroit on week 2. We went to Monday night football and smacked the dog snot out of the Seattle Sea Chickens. They may have ran the ball and they may have passed the ball, but they weren't scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Jim. Stefanski shouldn't have been coach of the year that year. Campbell should have been coach of the year that year. Stefanski, and that was the year Flacco played.
Yeah, that was 2023. I mean, if it was last year, I mean, last year, I don't know. It's tough picking those awards, man. Yeah, it is. It's tough picking those awards. Like, I don't understand how Kevin O'Connell got it last year, right?
Because they went 14-3, but they lost both times to us.
Exactly,
right. And it lost to the Rams.
I don't
beat us or the Rams.
I don't get it. And I could go off on a tangent and talk about Minnesota, but I know this is a Lions show. I mean, they screwed the pooch royally. I mean, they could have signed Darnold, Daniel Jones. They could have. I mean, they were rumored to sign Aaron Rodgers all offseason, and honestly, Aaron Rodgers still has an arm. Like he's not the reason Pittsburgh sucks, in my opinion, or isn't playing that great. Yeah, any one of those three better than Wentz or JJ. So,
yeah, you're absolutely right, because I had Vikings fans on my show, and I said, "Man, you guys are rumored to be talking to Aaron Rodgers." He goes, "Please God, I won't be a fan this year if we sign him." And I was like, "Why is that bad? Because you have a young QB who's unproven, not one snap in the NFL. You could have him as the backup, step in immediately. In the first game, he looks like dog shit."
Yeah. In JB, they're in win now mode, and they would have a guy to kind of mentor. Not I don't like the term mentor because they don't really mentor, but it's like it's still good for the younger quarterback to sit behind him and just like observe. Exactly. So I mean, you would have killed two birds with one stone with that one. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because JJ didn't look good, but the last quarter of the frickin' Chicago game.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
And you still got to give the kid credit. I mean, that was what he's been in 3 games. So
I think 2.5. 2.5. Yeah.
Even with that being said, you haven't given him enough tape to say, oh, he's going to be good or bad. The Minnesota Vikings are not the great. I mean, they got good weapons around him, true enough. But he's got to get used to all that stuff too. And remember, he's missed a whole season. And
a lot can be said for Kevin O'Connell. This is his first time having to mentor a first-time starter. Mm-hmm. He's basically a redshirt rookie with the first year being out on injury, correct?
Yeah. And injuries are not helping JJ any either. He needs to get his ass right back out there and start playing, because this is the NFL, this current NFL that we live in right now. There's nobody's going to feel sorry for you, bro. You'll get replaced immediately. Carson Wentz will be out there balling, and you'll be sitting on the sideline.
And to the Packer fan that posted in the huddle this morning, he posted the top 10 sophomore quarterbacks, and and he goes, "How is Love not on this list?" I said, "Number one, he's a 3-year starter, but he sat 5 years behind Aaron Rodgers."
What was 3 years? Sophomore quarterbacks?
Yeah, talking about Drake May or JJ McCarthy and ranking them in order.
And he said Love should be on the list.
And he said Love should
way
be on the list.
Being a sophomore.
Love was the guy high? Like, I don't know.
He literally said, "How is Love not on this list?"
Yeah, he's in year 5 and year 3 as a starter. So I mean, year 5 in the league, year 3 as a starter. Yeah, okay, sure, buddy. Friday happy hour started early for him today.
Yeah,
well,
I about
Green
died.
Bay
I
fans
about
that
died.
want recognition. That's all.
I couldn't even comment. Yeah, that's how bad
Yeah.
it was. I was like, this doesn't even make sense. And somebody put a GIF in there and goes, "What type of holy retardation is this?"
Yeah. You know, one thing I noticed too about the Vikings and the Packers, their like turnover margin isn't good. I think it's like -1 and -2 for those teams. Now the Bears and Lions actually have a good turnover margin, like +8 and +7 or something like that, +6, something like that. But yeah, the Vikings I think they have a lot more issues than people think. Like their O line sucks, dude.
Pause for the music for Ricky. You know, my fans love the porn music. Sorry.
There you go.
You know what's something. Let me tell you this, broski. Watching the teams in the NFC North play right now, I think by the end of the season, now that I've watched quite a bit of this, Chicago and Detroit are the ones that are having more positive upside than Green Bay and Minnesota right now. I think Green Bay's overrated to a point. I think that they put all that tension into Micah Parsons. It did help Rashad Gary a little bit, but still, their offense is not moving the ball like it should. They should have killed Cincinnati, and they didn't. They had to win that game in the last part of that fourth quarter, basically. They had to put it away. If it wasn't for the fact that Cincinnati was on their last downs, Cincinnati would made it closer than it should have been. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can put the Bears anywhere yet, but what I can say is like the Packers do have some issues, man. More than I thought they would.
Their
I don't.
offensive line with the injuries has been not quite as good as they wanted it to be. The defensive line is better with Micah Parsons. No bullshit. Let's not phase it out there because Micah Parsons is an elite player, but because he's being doubled and chipped all the time, it's freeing up Rashawn Gary to be the player they wanted him to be 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that assessment, Broski?
Yeah, I mean, Gary's not having that kind of season.
Well, he's played 5 games, 5 games so far, right? Because we're in week
7. Yeah, he's not.
He has 4.5 sacks already.
Oh, does he? Okay, my bad. I'm thinking of someone else, but
yeah, he's tied with El Kadim Muhammad, who's played a game.
What am I trying to say here? They're not really like. They're not really. I don't think they're generating a lot of turnovers.
They're not giving up a lot of turnovers. That's the difference.
They aren't. Let's see. Takeaways. They have 2 takeaways on the season.
Right.
Yeah, they're one of the lowest.
Josh Jacobs. Now Packers fans will tell you, "Oh, your O-line's been banged up," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, that's not a good thing either." I mean, Josh Jacobs doesn't look. I mean, I'm damn near saying he lost a step. Like, I don't know. He doesn't look like he's a stud anymore. Maybe it's just a slow start. I don't know, but he doesn't look.
He started slow last year too. So
yeah, he did.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till like week 10 before I give a judgment on whether he lost a step. I just think the O-line injuries and turnover they've had recently has led to less than stellar run blocking.
I mean, I thought Reed was their best receiver, and he's out for the year. I don't.
He's a limited practice this week. He may be back.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. They're the Packers. You know what it is? They're the fucking Packers. They're not like an overly talented roster. They're a well-coached team, but they're kind of just like blah. Like it's like,
meh.
Okay, you're going to win 10 games, but you're not a contender. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
I mean, The defense is decent. I mean, they're fifth overall total defense. They're 11th against pass, and they are first against the rush.
Yeah, I mean,
so, I don't think it's their defense that's the problem, though. I think it's their offense is kind of slow.
Yeah, their O line, their running backs. Now I will give Jordan Love credit because I think in his third year as a starter, he's taken a few steps forward because one of my things with him was efficiency. Like he threw for like a relatively low completion percentage and he threw too many INTs. I mean, he's completing passes at 70% this year and his INTs are down. So
right. And I agree with that assessment.
Yeah.
Most of the turnovers has been in the rushing game because somebody's in the hole when the guys get there, correct?
Yeah.
I mean,
and they're pretty mediocre. I mean, they're in the middle of the pack. A lot of this stuff, like the offense, they're ranked 9th, I think. Yeah, 9th in the total offense. Hell, the Lions are ranked 11th, so that tells you a whole lot right there. And then they're ranked 10th against 10th passing, and what do you got here? 12th rushing. So they're not bad. They're not bad. It's just like it's kind of like they're meandering.
And you know what? We're doing way better than everybody projected us to be offensively with our brand new interior O-line. Because if you listen to every other fan base out there, they were saying we were going to be horrible. You know what's crazy? We're averaging more points per game, even after that horrible Chiefs game, than we were last year at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I got asked.
I wasn't worried about that.
I got asked on Fire Up last night with my editor, Candy, Scott's wife, if I miss Ben Johnson. Hell to the no. That's all I got to say. I don't miss him. What I do miss is some of the trick plays because he had better trick plays than what Johnny Morton has shown so far. But Johnny Morton has shown some stuff too. It's just every now and then when things don't go his way, this offense is built to play with the lead.
Yeah,
That's what I see.
Before Ragnar retired, I was one of the few saying, like, I don't really think there's going to be a drop in the offense on Detroit because they have so many veteran players. They're all returning. The Ragnar thing now, I will say I think the interior O-line of the Lions has surprised me with how good they've been able to play.
Yeah, their really bad week was week 1, and then they held.
I will stand by saying I always thought that their cornerbacks sucked. I think Reed's a solid cornerback when they signed him, but I don't think he's anything special. And obviously he's gone. I don't know, man. I'm still I don't know. Hutch is impressive. Like, holy shit, man! You got to give that guy some credit. Like, oh my god, how do you snap your leg in half and then come back the next season and play like this? Like, that's incredible.
He's fourth in the league with 6 sacks right now.
Mm-hmm.
And his pressure rate, I think, is only 2% less than what Micah Parsons is.
Yeah,
but at the same time, Micah Parsons hasn't even played as many full games as Aiden Hutchinson has. Because he's been on a snap count. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hutch having a hell of a year.
Yep. And it took him a game to get back in game shape. And this goes back to something we all said this preseason. I wish they played the starters at least a quarter for every team. Just to get that rust off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably would have helped him in the Packer game, most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys take on the Bears real quick? Like where they're at, what you've seen, what you think about them?
They're doing a whole hell of a lot better.
They're doing a lot better with Ben Johnson than with Eberflush.
Than last year or last season.
I still see problems in the run game for the most part. You had a great game out of Swift finally, but that's because he stopped trying to run through the middle and started running around the line rather than trying to go through holes that are non-existent. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
And that's more his game. He's always been more of an outside corner burner than a guy that was good through the middle of the line. Because I don't know, I think it's a lack of vision more than heart. if that makes sense.
Exactly. I mean, I agree with that. I don't think he's a bad player. He's just not a lead running back type, and his style is more of a traditional like third down running back. Like he's a slasher outside guy, and he can catch some passes. You know.
Oh, you just need another running back that is unequal to him, but tougher, run up the grade up the middle kind of guy. Oh,
Yeah.
you used to have that, but now he plays for the Lions.
Well, I mean, honestly, they're starting to work in Monagai last game, and you can keep Montgomery because that guy runs like he has a freaking piano on his back. But
hey, but he still gets his 4.3 to 4.7 yards per carry.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. He plays with heart. Yeah, Bears running game. I think I don't know. We'll see. We'll see this week. We'll see the next few weeks because one of the things with Swift, historically, he is the best team. He's performed the best against the Redskins. I don't know why. He always torches the Redskins. When he was on the Lions, when he was on the Eagles, he loved playing the Redskins. I do think benching Braxton Jones at left tackle, that scrub ass weakling bum left tackle, and actually putting a guy in there who can maul a little bit helped this week as well.
Oh yeah, because Braxton Jones, he was great at pass protection, but he couldn't run block to save his ass.
I mean, yeah, if great at pass protection means you get driven back into the quarterback every play, but you somehow manage to stay in front of the guy most of the time. Yeah,
I know, but I'm just saying he was better.
No, I hear what you're saying, JB. I do hear what you're saying.
He was still rated better at pass blocking by a mile.
I got you, man.
What I was getting at.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But you needed a more all-around guy, someone that could do a little bit of pass blocking and some run blocking to make a difference. Yes, we moved up from 5.5 to 6.5, and that's because Ibuka's out, Chris Godwin's out, Mike Evans is still questionable in a game-time decision. Their left guard is out, their right guard is out, their right tackle's out, Bucky Irving's out.
Josh Hamilton, another running back, I think, is out, and they have Levante David on defense is out.
He's out. Also, their main corner, the rookie that was the standout, he's out. Zion McCollum, I think his name was.
He had full practice.
Oh, he finally had a full practice, but he's been out all week, is what I was getting. And they don't.
He had full practice.
And I think he's still questionable as to whether he'll play or not. He's trending towards playing, but they don't know.
They got two cornerbacks that are on an injury report: Zion McCollum and Benjamin Morrison, but both of them were full participation yesterday. Josh Williams has a concussion, so he probably won't play. Let's see who they got. Bucky Irvin's not going to play. That's just not happening. Levante Davis, pretty surprising that he didn't play, but it might be one of those. You can't really look at too much when you have a Monday night game because Thursday is usually the Wednesday. You have before you play Sunday, and it's usually the when they have veterans rest.
But they announced Levante David, Ibuka, Chris Godwin, and Bucky Irvin. Those were announced last night.
Yeah.
They're out.
Yep. I mean, it kind of evens out with all the players in the Lions secondary out though.
Right. I mean,
yeah, it was a perfect time for this to happen. This game to happen for the Lions.
So if you think about it, offensively, they're in the same shape we are defensively, and defensively, they're a little hurt, but not bad. Would you agree with that assessment?
I mean, defensively, like what I was going to ask you is, so I'm not sure if I can answer that yet. Is like Rocky Sin going to start at cornerback or like, you know what I mean?
Probably.
I think it's going to be Amik and Rocky Sin on the outside. I think we're going to activate Kendall Fuller because we just picked him up. 8-year vet, 16 interceptions, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 3 recoveries, over 500 tackles in his 8-year career.
Yeah, because that Avonte Maddox guy, didn't you have him? Yeah, he's out, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's out.
And Branch is suspended, so Eric Hallett is going to be probably brought up with him, or did they sign him to the active roster last week? I think they signed him to the active, didn't they? Eric Hallett.
Who's that?
Well,
Eric Hallett, the UDFA safety we had. Didn't they sign him last week to the active roster?
Yeah, he's on the active roster. Yeah, he's Kirby's backup, I think, right?
But I think that's who will get the nod next to Kirby.
Yeah,
Hallett, yeah.
Well,
Hallett.
which is another
Well,
topic.
we did resign. We did put back on the practice squad Lauren Strickland too. Remember that?
Yeah, who's been a great safety teams guy and occasionally does well in rotation. So I think we'll see Kendall Fuller and Lauren Strickland.
Yeah, I mean, it might be worth keeping Kirby out this week, considering you have the bye week next week. Get him try to nip his nagging, lingering injury now before it's the end of this. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, with Branch out, I don't think they can afford to, and I think I think they'll lower his snap count and keep him in, but he'll be the starter. Is what they'll do.
Yeah, that's a tough call to have to do that this week if they ended up going that route.
And Thomas Harper is there too, who in 10 snaps had the best defensive grade, because that's the minimum you have to have a game defensive grade.
Yeah, man. Yeah, interesting game though. I mean, you know, it's one of those things like how lucky is both teams? Like, really, it's like, oh, my entire secondary is out. Oh, well, their entire like wide receiver room is out. You know what I mean? And from the Tampa, it's like, oh yeah, our entire wide receiver room is out. Well, at least their entire secondary is out. So it's like, here we go. You know, it's going to be interesting. I think having Bucky Irving and Levante David being out though, those are like the low key really big losses for them.
Yeah, it's like that game they lost in week 2. Remember when I said Vita Vea and Tristan Wirfs was out, and that was all they really had on their injury report at the time? I said that's huge, and they're going to lose this week, and they did. When we were doing the Wednesday night pick'em show, I talked about that specifically. I said those two being out are two of the biggest reasons why they'll lose week 2.
Yeah, gonna be interesting. What do you guys think about the Eagles Vikings game?
It's a crap.
Important game for both.
Which Carson Wentz are you going to see? Which Eagles offense are you going to see? Are they going to unleash Saquon Barkley yet? Because they haven't done that. You just don't know. And right now, if you go by how each offense is playing, you got to give a slight edge to the Vikings because they've been a little bit more consistent, even with Wentz.
Yeah, but their defense blows ass. They have no secondary.
Well, none. Cashman and Van Ginkel are trending towards playing this week, which will help them a lot because that's their pass rush and their run stopping linebackers.
And you still got to look at it like this too. Philadelphia still has an offensive line, so I mean, it's not like that's going to make too much of a difference with the frontline players. They have to really participate as far as the secondary is concerned, and their secondary is not very good. And if there's any time that you wanted to appease A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, this would be the time to do it because they have no secondary. They can throw all day on them. Are they going to do that?
Right. Are they hiding Hurts because of the poor decision-making he was making and getting away with it last year? Because that's what it looks like to me. They're trying to hide him and do more runs and everything else, and it just hasn't gelled yet.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Philadelphia, but I know one thing. Sirianni needs to get control of that team. He continues to let this stuff happen every game because if I was him, I would tell A.J. Brown, look, and Devontae Smith, shut the fuck up. We won a Super Bowl, and we were running the heck out of Saquon. We won a Super Bowl, and you're still getting paid. So shut up. I know you want to participate. You are participating. But the point of the matter is we're winning games. And we went to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl. So I don't want to hear none of you talking. You shut up and sit on the bench. Read a book.
I will say, over the last 2 weeks, do you know the only team that's celebrating the whole NFL and how it went the last 2 weeks?
Wait, say that again? Which team is?
The only team that's ever played in the NFL that's celebrating the last 2 weeks in the NFL, the result. One answer. In Miami, the champagne is flowing with the 72 Dolphins because they have no unbeaten.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, true story. True story.
Tell me where I'm wrong. The Bills lost 2 in a row. The Philly lost 2 in a row.
That's another team with much bigger issues than I think most realize. The Bills, I mean, they just don't have a super talented roster. They don't have
They don't
very
have a
good
great
wide
secondary,
receivers, and their O line is not as good this year.
and their secondary is not as good as everybody
Yeah.
thinks it up to be.
The
Nope.
thing that's killing Buffalo right now is their run defense. They can't stop anybody right now.
I think this is the first week that Ed Oliver is going to be active in a while, and there's a chance in the next 2 weeks they get Matt Milano back, and that's going to help them out tremendously because Matt Milano's been out all year, and he's a Pro Bowl to All Pro caliber linebacker. You can't have a guy like that out at the same time.
But they weren't good when they had them both there. They were still Derrick Henry was running all through that damn line with both of them there.
Matt Milano got hurt in that game in the second quarter.
They're 30th in the league in rush against the rush.
You know who's 32nd, right?
Yeah, the Dolphins.
And then 31st?
Bears. Sorry, Broski.
No, their run defense is not it.
Who's 29th? Is that the Ravens?
Cowboys. Ravens are 26th.
Okay. So who's there in between the 27th and 28th? Who's that? Who's 27th?
Bengals.
And yet
actually the Eagles and the Ravens are tied for 26th. Yeah. And then the Bengals are 28th. There's no 27.
Yeah, the Bears' only saving grace on defense this year has been they're creating a shitload of turnovers.
Right. Mm-hmm. The secondary.
Mm-hmm.
But we've had quite a few fumble recoveries this year with Detroit. So it's not just interceptions like it's been in the past. We're getting a little bit of everything in the turnover department. And
I hear that.
Yep. And we're not turning the ball over a lot. I think there's only been one fumble loss so far, and Goff has thrown 3 picks?
Yeah, I mean, the red zone defense for both our teams got to get better. We're 66.7% on red zone defense. We got to get better. Both the Lions and the Bears.
Right.
And the Saints. How about that? You played the Saints next.
Yeah, which is I don't overlook any team on the Bears schedule because the Bears aren't anything yet. But interesting storyline, with the whole Spencer Rattler, Caleb Williams thing, how Rattler was benched at Oklahoma for Caleb Williams.
Right. And then Caleb Williams followed Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, and they both transferred out after that season. It was the with the Red River game or whatever, where Caleb came in.
Red River rivalry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where he came in and huge comeback win, like 3 touchdown comeback win or something. And then after the season, Rattler went to South Carolina, Caleb went to USC.
And then Oklahoma disappeared into obscurity for a minute.
Yep.
You guys got really good third down defense, though. You're 30.6, which is third in the league.
Yeah, they've been good at that. So that's. Yeah, Caleb's problem, I'm telling you right now, he does some things okay, but I still don't like him. He's just so inaccurate. And when I go back and look, Ben Johnson's scheming guys that are wide open that Caleb's just not even seeing. And it's freaking disturbing, honestly.
What did I say last year to you, Broski, when we talked about Caleb Williams before the season started? I said decision-making and vision. That's what he needs to work on.
He really does, man.
And I wasn't trying to be a dick. I said he has all the athletic talent in the world, but he needs to develop those 2 key features. And it may not happen till year 3 or 4. And that's what a lot of casual fans don't realize.
I really need to start looking at these things. What the hell? Where's the Bears at? No, 18th. Now I'm looking at the offense and the defensive rankings for all these teams right now. The Lions are 3rd in red zone offense, 74.1%. And we fell down to 2nd in scoring offense to the Colts.
There's your other 2 teams that are the big surprise in the AFC South. The Colts and the Jags contending for the division.
Yeah, the Colts have got a 32.3 points per average to our 31.8. But we got 24 touchdowns. That's the most in the league. see.
So, some of that scoring you got to take into effect. How much of it is field goals and how much of it is touchdown?
Third down offense, we are 17th.
Yep.
We got to get way better than that.
We will as the season progresses.
Bears are 8th. That's positive.
And that's the other thing they're doing. They're putting themselves in good down and distance on third down, which helps Caleb to do those short passing and the screen passes and everything else that they utilize in the Ben Johnson system. Because we all said they're going to be utilizing that a lot in those short yardage situations.
Albeit said, though, I think that I do see a positive push on the offensive side for the Bears because in the last 2 games, I've saw a lot of positive stuff for the offense. So I mean, they're trending in the right direction. I think Ben Johnson. They're starting to get it through their heads of what Ben Johnson wants them to do, and they're starting to conform.
They're not doing this, and they're starting to fit together. It isn't quite there yet, but it's getting there.
Exactly, and a big part of that is their O-line play. It's been a lot better. I'll tell you what, Dahlman, the center they signed, and Tooney, holy shit, those guys have been spectacular this year.
Mm-hmm. Yep, rightly so. Tooney was an All-Pro.
I mean, that really Tooney's not young. He's not young anymore.
Right,
he's playing great, man.
The only thing you got to worry about with Tooney is availability because the last couple of years he's dealt with some nagging injuries. For 4 or 5 games. If he goes down, that's going to be a big issue. And I'm not trying to wish injury. I'm saying to mentally prepare it for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, JB, you're talking to Broski, man. I'm not soft, man. I'm not going to get all huffy puffy about just talking reality about my team. You know what I mean?
It's no different than when we talk about Glasgow and Decker.
Yeah,
they both have a tendency to miss a few games every year.
Yeah, I mean Jonah Jackson as well.
Jonah Jackson, on the other hand, has missed half a season, 2 seasons in a row, and everybody wonders why Detroit didn't re-sign him.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I'm telling you, I think just benching that Braxton Jones bum, that's huge, man, because they got some good young tackles right now. They have a few of them actually, so which is insane for the Bears. So amen to that.
That's because Ben Johnson is very good about building that offensive line. There's a reason why he wants to do that. That's how his plays flow. So got to get that offensive line straight.
Their left tackle's a Canadian kid who's his first year he was hurt his rookie season last year. Came from Canada. He's 6'7", like 330 pounds, and he's now their starting left tackle.
He's Dan Skipper, but younger. That's what he is.
Well, hopefully he's better than Dan Skipper. No offense to Dan Skipper, but
no, I'm just saying Dan Skipper now is old, so he isn't as good as he used to be. But when he was young and used as a swing tackle like he has been for years, he was great doing that.
Yeah. Then they got that Ozzie Trapillo kid they drafted at right tackle in the 2nd round. I'm like, Darnell Wright. Hey, if they don't want to sign him, they could put Ozzie Trapillo out there and be fine. But Darnell Wright's actually having a good season, so it's like, holy shit! Look what happened.
Well, this is one thing about Ben Johnson coming into this situation is that he gets to assess everything, and that's a good thing for the Bears because he can say, well, if this guy doesn't work out, we won't resign. Because let me tell you something, he's going to have the same photocopy of what the Lions do.
Yeah.
If you ain't doing your job, you got to go. Bye-bye.
Yep. You set the standards high, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's what you got to do to pull your franchise out of the gutter and make just elevate the franchise.
So before we sign off, I got to address that comment again by putting it up here. Yes, Joe Flacco won the Icy Hot Bowl. He gets a year supply of Icy Hot, 50% off Viagra the next year, and 25% off Geritol.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Joe Burrow wishes he was Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and
right now.
Last night, Joe Flacco may have cemented a Hall of Fame bid. And I'm not saying first ballot, but by getting to 5th overall in NFL passing yardage with the list that's up there, he'll probably get in now with the Super Bowl ring and a Super Bowl MVP.
You mean Rodgers?
No.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. But
no, Rodgers was the one that got to 5th place in yards.
Flacco did too. They talked about it.
I didn't see nothing about Flacco. I saw Rodgers.
No, yeah, I'm talking about Flacco. I'm just saying I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I actually really like Joe Flacco because when they used to say, "Oh, they're winning despite Flacco," like the Ravens, all that defense carried them. Okay, yeah, the defense obviously they did carry him, but that's not saying Flacco wasn't a good quarterback. I think he was much better than what his numbers were. You know what I mean? And now he's kind of proven
playoffs
that
without a turnover.
Bro, and now he's proven it. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, he went through the whole playoff without having a turnover.
It's a hell of a quarterback.
Isn't that a playoff record in one season? 11.
Yeah, it's a playoff record. Yeah,
fucking amazing quarterback, man. I hope he gets in. I like the guy.
Yeah, he should get in as long as he's played. And how many teams he's taken to that? I mean, some of the times he stayed at places and it turned out horrible, like Cleveland, like when he had that game against Houston in the playoffs. Oh my God, Flacco was horrible in that game. He reminded me that was a Jared Goff moment for Flacco because he was throwing in a pick six. I think he threw 2 pick sixes in that game.
It's that time for me to do our favorite part of the show. It's the standings for Week 7.
No,
I know how much you love this, Broski.
I think it's hilarious.
I think it is too.
At 3-2 and in last place, it's the Bears. In 3rd place, at 3-2, it's the Vikings because they're skull fucked. In 3rd place, we got these ones right here. I had to find the right one.
There you go.
Back-to-back division champs in 2nd place at 4-2, and in 1st place at 3-1-1. Why? They lost to the Browns and tied the Cowboys. Fuck the Packers. FD.
Not a good look. Not a good look for them guys. And barely beat Cincinnati at home.
And we're live out of Flint for the water shit, but the tires are good.
Oh, that one always gets me.
That's because they took the tires out of the water. I mean, put the tires in the water. That's why.
Oh.
We used it for filtration. That's what cleaned it up.
There you go.
But thank you for watching. It's been another great week of talking football. Thank you, BA, for being here. Thank you, Broski, for hopping in. You know you're always more than welcome.
Thanks, JB. Appreciate it.
Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Unless it's War Week versus your rival fan base, then fuck them.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
This is a Huddle